who might be new to the community, new to the page, I'm Laura. I'm a mom of two. I'm a holistic nutritionist, and I am the founder of the Lavish Method, where I teach women who honestly just want to lose weight, a simple way of eating that doesn't involve giving up wine or chocolate. And so today I got to thinking, I wasn't sure what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. And I kind of got to thinking about what I've been doing this week. And so I thought maybe a good thing to talk about today on my regular Wednesday Night Live would be what I've actually been doing this week to get kind of back on track in terms of food and meal prep and feeling really good and all of those things. Because I know, a lot of you guys watching this are moms or your parents or, you're busy. And so the last 4 weeks in my world have been nuts, right? We've had back to school, we've had wrap up to summer, we've been back to activities. September's always a really time for me in my business. And so just like anybody else, your self-care tends to fall by the wayside. And for me, that means I'm not meal prepping, as well as I should be, and I'm maybe not grocery shopping as often as I should be, and I don't have all the foods I should be eating on hand. And I find for me, when I get really busy too, what happens is and I know I shouldn't be doing it, but I'll skip meals, right? I get sitting and focused and working, and I don't want to stop for lunch, and so I'll kind of skip it, and it just basically results in you getting tired and burnt out and not feeling your best. So I have been doing my kind of quick reset this week, and what that involves is some really good quality high fat, high protein smoothies for a couple of days with some really easy, simple meals to go with them. So this is the smoothie that I have been making, and if you know me or you follow my work or my videos or whatnot, I'm not a big smoothie fan, right? Like, I like real food, I like bacon and eggs and avocado and greens for breakfast and all of those things. But when you make a smoothie the right way, it can actually be something that's really, really helpful and really, really useful. So what I'm careful to do is to make sure the smoothie that I'm making is not what I call a sugar bomb. So a lot of the times when we think smoothies, we think fruit, lots of fruit. We think maybe some veggies, we think yogurt, we think maybe some orange juice, right? And we throw that all into a blender and we blend it up and we've got a delicious tasting fruit smoothie. Now, the smoothie I'm going to show you tonight is a little bit different than that because it really minimizes the sugar. So we're not making a sugar bomb. We're making a high fat, high protein smoothie that will fill you up, that'll keep you going throughout the day, and that'll help to reset things and get you back to feeling really, really good and back into a routine. What I find really helpful about taking a few days to do smoothies before, you try to hop back into your regular routine is that it's almost like an interruption, right? So it basically gives you, a dedicated time period to get out of the routine you've been in, whether it's a little bit too much fast food or skipping meals or, not preparing dinner and kind of throwing random things together or whatever it is. It's getting out of that routine. You have this like interruption period where you're doing something totally different, and it's okay because it's only for a few days. It's easy. Your mind kind of can accept that a little bit easier than trying to switch over into a new routine. And so then when you're done your few days of smoothies, then you can jump into your old routine or a new routine if you're starting something new. And it's so much easier. So this is what I do when it comes to smoothies. I'm going to show you the ingredients I've been using, and then you can ask questions about things maybe you put in your smoothie if you want, or, you can ask questions about brands, whatever. So the first thing I start with in my trusty little Vitamix, so we'll start here, would be a half a cup of mixed frozen berries. And I forgot to grab them out of the freezer because I was going to do that last so they didn't melt. So I don't have them to actually show you, but just organic frozen berries. I usually buy a big bag from Costco of like blueberries with raspberries and maybe some strawberries in there. Berries are one of your lowest sugar fruit, and they've got a ton of fiber, which is great for blood sugar stabilizing. So berries are always my go-to choice when it comes to a smoothie. So the next thing I do is I add my protein. So I like to use, this is collagen protein powder. So collagen protein powder is a structural protein. It's fantastic for your nails. It's fantastic for your skin. It's great for your hair. It's good for your gut lining. It's a really good protein that's easily utilized by your body, which is why I love it so much. So I usually do it with a couple of different brands. This one here is just from the Bulk Barn. So they have a great just kind of store brand there that you can buy in bulk. I also use Great Lakes Collagen occasionally as well. So I'm going to put about 15 grams of protein into my smoothie, which is about three heaping tablespoons of this one, if I remember correctly. So that's step 2. So we've got berries in there that are frozen. We have collagen protein powder. So the next thing that I'm going to throw into my smoothie is I'm gonna throw in this coconut manna. So I'm hoping you guys can see this. I'm gonna move it back a bit from the light. This is called coconut manna, and basically what it is, it's just pureed coconut. I get this guy right from the bulk barn. You can get it from natural health food stores too. And this adds, again, it adds really good quality fat in there. There's fiber, low sugar. Dogs are barking. This is what happens when we're live. And it basically makes it taste delicious. Like, it tastes like a pina colada when we add coconut manna. So I add a tablespoon of coconut manna in there. And then after that, I get out my trusty coconut oil. So we go through a ton of coconut oil in our house. This is the Kirkland Organic brand. It's fantastic. It's a great price for a really big jug of coconut oil. So this adds, again, really good quality fat. And we'll put about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of coconut oil into the smoothie. So we've got berries, we've got collagen protein powder, we've got coconut manna, which is just pureed coconut, and now we've got coconut oil. So it's like a super coconutty, delicious, tropical smoothie so far, but it will taste sweet without having a lot of sugar, which is fantastic. So after that, I up the ante even more, and I like to throw in some hemp hearts. So hemp hearts have really good omega-3 fats, which are the fats that we like for our brain, and they're the fats that help to reduce inflammation. So we love omega-3 fats, and they are found in hemp hearts. So these guys have those omega-3 fats. They also have protein in them, so it's like a double whammy. So we're gonna add in usually 3 tablespoons of the hemp hearts as well, and this again is from Costco. Best price I've found for hemp hearts, and the Manitoba Harvest is like a fantastic brand. So we're adding 3 tablespoons of that. And then finally, oh no, not finally. So then I add a greens powder. You don't need to add a greens powder. I like the extra antioxidants. I don't do smoothies often, so I don't do green powders all the time. But when I do smoothies, when I feel like I need to have a reset day, when I feel like it's just time for that, I like to throw in the greens powder. And this is my favorite. It's the only kind I've ever found that I like. It's called Organifi Green Juice. And it's a green powder that doesn't taste like garbage. Like most green powders do not taste good. This one tastes delicious. It has coconut water in it. It's got basically like your wheatgrass juice. It's got horseradish tree. It's got moringa. It's got spirulina, which is fantastic for detoxification, which we love. This one also has chlorella in it, which is fantastic antioxidant. It's got matcha green tea. So fantastic. It's also got ashwagandha in it. So lots of great superfoods in here. There's 4 total grams of carbohydrates and 4 grams of fiber. So there's basically 0 grams of net carbs. There's no sugar in here, but it tastes amazing and it gives you a huge superfood boost. So that's the Organifi green juice. I love it. I throw a little scoop of that in there as well. Okay. And then the last thing I'll put in is greens. And so I just use whatever greens that I have on hand. This jar I think has some arugula and some spinach. So if you don't love greens, use spinach. Spinach tastes like nothing in a smoothie. Even my children will have spinach in their smoothie. Arugula, on the other hand, is a little peppery. So if you like a little bit of a bite, try it. I love it. If you don't, stick to spinach. You can go with kale. It's got a little bit more flavor than your spinach, but not as much as arugula. So any leafy green will do. So I'll throw a handful, maybe 2 handfuls in there. And then I just use water. So as of right now, we've got a ton of fat, we've got a ton of protein, we have very few grams of sugar, which is, in my opinion, the perfect breakfast or lunch. And the only thing you could do now to ruin that would be to top it up with juice. So juice is just basically pure concentrated sugar. We don't want to put that in our smoothie. We don't want to do milk. If you want to do an almond milk or a coconut milk, you can, but I don't really see the need to. And so we just use water, and water fills it up nicely. I'll do about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of water with all of that. Blend her up in the old Vitamix, and that's what I've been doing for breakfast and lunch the past 3 days, and it has been amazing in terms of just helping me feel refreshed and getting back on track. So tomorrow I'll probably have my regular old breakfast. I'll go back to eggs, bacon, and avocado, and then maybe have a smoothie for lunch, or I might flip it around and do it the other way. We'll see what happens, but it's not designed to have, every day for 2 meals a day forever, but it's a really great way to kind of get out of any ruts you're in and to get into, a new routine and into feeling better. So with that being said, I'm not seeing any questions come through. If you're watching this live and you have a question about any of the ingredients, or you're curious about, other brands or other kind of options in terms of what you can put into your smoothie, feel free to ask questions. I know I'm a little bit early tonight, so some of you may not have caught me live. And if you have questions on smoothies or any of those things, then you can post them in the comments if you're watching this on the replay, and I will get to them later. But that's really all I had for you guys tonight. I figured, we've done a lot of learning over the past few weeks. I've done a lot of lives, a lot of stuff on blood sugar and hormones and all those things, but sometimes it's nice to just have something practical you can do right away that's not tough, that doesn't involve, changing the entire way you approach food, and just gives you a little win. So upping the fat and protein in your smoothies is a big win, right? If you're already a smoothie person, try my recipe out. Try cutting back on some of the sugars, try upping the proteins and fats. If you are not a smoothie person, but you feel like you're in a rut and you feel like maybe you need something, like you need to actually stop whatever routine you're in, get into a new routine, and just you need something to get you into that, then having like high fat, high protein smoothies for a couple of days as your main meals is a really good way to do that, and I would recommend it. Even if you're not a smoothie fan, try it with a little more fat and protein. You'll feel fuller after eating it. Your blood sugar will be balanced. You won't be hangry, and it's just a really great way to start something new or to get back into a good routine. So that's it. That's all I got for you tonight. Like I said, if you have questions, post them in the comments. If you guys, if you're watching this and you want to know more and you want to continue the conversation, that is amazing. If you head on over to my website and go under freebies, there is a sign up for a free webinar. It's a brand new webinar. I've only run it once before, and we are running it next week, Tuesday, at 8 p.m. Eastern. So you can sign up for that. It's free. It's about an hour long, and we're going to go a lot deeper into the things that you need to do in terms of fat loss, blood sugar balancing, hormone balancing. So that's it for me for tonight. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. It's Wednesday, which means the week is more than half over now, which is always exciting. We're halfway to the weekend. We will talk real soon, and you guys have a great night. All right.